For this video, we're going to take a look at the verb conjugation in the preterite tense. So the way that I want to do that is I want to take a look at the present tense next to the preterite tense. Now, keep in mind we're only doing these verbs and conjugating them in the yo form. So in the present tense, we're going to be adding an O, and in the to form. So in the present, it's going to be either an AS or an ES. These are all regular, common, everyday verbs. I'm going to go ahead and write up a couple of these so you can see them, and then we'll work on the preterite. So I've gone ahead and I've conjugated a couple of these verbs just to remind you of how they conjugate in the present tense. Hablar, to speak, becomes hablo, I speak, and hablas, you speak. Tomar becomes tomo and tomas. Leer becomes leo, lees, and trabajar becomes trabajo, trabajas. Now to conjugate in the preterite tense, we're going to go through the same process, but we're going to have slightly different verb endings. The endings that we're going to have for AR verbs in the yo form is going to be an E with an accent over it. And then for ER and IR verbs, they're going to conjugate the same. In the yo form, they're going to have an I with an accent over it. So I'm going to go ahead and conjugate a couple of these, putting the same word root as I did before, hablo. And looking at hablar, that's an AR verb, so that means I have to use the E with the accent over it. Hablé. Tomar is also an AR verb, so it's going to get the same ending. Tomé. Leer is an ER verb, so it's going to get the I with the accent over it. Leí. Now when I conjugate these in this way, I'm saying I spoke, I drank or I took, I read. Now let's take a look at the to form and how we can ask questions. For AR verbs in the to form, the ending is going to be aste. And for ER or IR verbs in the to form, the ending is going to be iste. So once again, I'm going to continue with the same exact word root that I had. For hablar, hablo, it's an AR verb, so I'm going to get this AR ending. Hablaste. And this can be used to ask questions. Did you speak? Or an affirmative or negative sentence in the to form. You spoke. You didn't speak. You don't have to use do as an auxiliary verb in Spanish in the past tense. You don't have to use any helping verb. You just have to change the ending. So Tom is going to become tomaste. You drank or did you drink? And then our example for the IR verb is going to become leíste. Did you read or you read? So what I'd like for you to do is to go ahead and pick 5 of these verbs, there's 10 verbs in total, and come up, I want you to conjugate them first, and then come up with 5 either affirmative or negative sentences about your day yesterday. And I'm going to do 5 as well so that you have examples. Okay, I've just gone ahead and cleared off my board. I'm going to put my new endings at the top. I'm only working in the yo form to make my positive or negative sentences. So I only have to worry about either using an E or an I, whether it's AR or ER. Now I'm going to use comer because that's always a fun verb. So I'm taking off my ER and I'm writing my word root. And then I'm going to put the new ending. This is an ER verb, so it's going to have the I with the accent. And then the hard part for me is thinking about what I ate yesterday. Comi pizza con pepperoni. And now I have an affirmative sentence. I ate pizza with pepperoni. Let's try another one. I'm going to do limpiar. Take off the AR. I'm left with limpy. And my new ending is going to be the E with the accent. Limpié la cocina. I cleaned the kitchen. And I'll do a couple more just so you have some more examples. Cocine, taking off the AR, putting on my new ending, cociné, la cena, we use trabajar, trabajé, my new ending, en la mañana, and one more. I'll use comprar. Compré, and el supermercado. To make these more interesting, I'm just adding an object or a place to the sentence so that I'm not just saying I cooked, I ate. Of course we know that you ate yesterday, but I'd like to know a little bit more. So if you can possibly add an object like pizza con pepperoni. The object is the thing that's receiving the action. Cena is another one. Then I have another one. La cocina. It is a place, but it's still an object because it's what received the action of cleaning. And for my other two, I have prepositional phrases. And el supermercado is a prepositional phrase for a place. And en la mañana is a prepositional phrase for time. So I would like for you to add some type of detail, whether that is an object, a place, or a time. It can be a combination of 2 or 3 if you want it to be, just to make the sentences a little bit more interesting. I didn't include any negative sentences here, but if you are struggling to think of something, you can make them negative simply by adding the no directly in front of the verb. that's going to be it for this video. You can put your response to the video in the comments underneath.